Guys, welcome to India Today. This is truly exciting to watch a film, come and speak with the people who made the film. And this is a moment in pop culture for me. It doesn't happen too often. I want to begin by asking both of you, of all the calls, the messages, the text messages, the people who've come in person and spoken to you, what are the ones that have stood out, perhaps, have brought a smile to your face, or once you're going to keep locked up in a memory box that, okay, this person told me this, or I got a message from this actor, anybody from the industry, or otherwise? Mohit?
So everyone has called, and what's really amazing is I've had films which has been judged by like one section has liked it while the others has not. This has had the spectrum of everyone calling, from directors, and for the first time, normally when you made a film, when you did well, people were not very happy with, sometimes not very happy with how you did. And you could make out. This time, I don't know, there's a genuine love that has come this way, which has been very encouraging. But that's from filmmakers or actors or everyone. I think everyone's just very happy with this. It seems like they all wanted to have a voice, and Saiyaara has given them their voice. But for me, I think has to be the most essential conversation has been when Akshay probably calls, I think, and he gives me the figure. No, it matters more. See, the thing is, the guy who's risked everything, believed in your conviction when the world wasn't, put in the money beyond what people believed in for a newcomer film, and is now feeling that this is a plus experience for him. And it's his first, so I was telling him, you're ruined now. Yeah. I don't know who you're working with next, but it's you don't get this. I mean, this has happened for the first time in my lifetime of 20 years of making movies, and it's his. I mean, he's been here for 20 years, but it's the first film he's producing. But for me, his happiness and his success actually just adds up to the whole thing.
Akshay, we are talking about the numbers and we're talking about how day by day, organically, the film is doing so well, right? It's great to celebrate that. But talk to me a bit about the challenges. When you were in that room, perhaps when the film was coming into pieces, when you were thinking of, you always visualize, this is how the film is going to be. Correct. And we all visualize success. Correct. When we make something. Talk to me about that journey, a bit about the tough time when you were putting this film together.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, a good one, of course. But there were some challenges down the road. When we started this, we were very clear as a studio, we wanted to make a love story. And it so happened that our creative producer on the film, Sumanna, met Mohit at a temple. And that's where the germ of Saiyaara was sown. And the first conversation happened there. And then we started chasing Mohit that give us the script. And Mohit took a little bit of time, and then he sent us the script. We read it and we were like, this is what we have to make this film. So in 2 weeks of us getting the script, we actually were on board the film. And then started the journey about casting. We decided to go the newcomer route. And I have to give a lot of credit here to Adi, because he gave us the confidence to make this film with newcomers. He said, guys, you'll have a great script. We were tiptoeing with the idea, but today in this environment, making films with newcomers is really risky, and it can be challenging. But he said, you know what, this film should be done with newcomers and be true to the film.
And to be honest, even a lot of people are launching newcomers on OTT directly and not risking it in the theatre. And this is like, people who people looking out for. To come and say, no, we're making a film for the theatres and we're going to go the conventional theatrical way. It takes a lot of things.
But did you ever toy with maybe established names? There were these reports that maybe Sid-kiara at some point were being discussed. Some other actors were being discussed. Was that ever an idea that you toyed with? And then what made you believe where that conviction came in that this deserves to be with two new faces?
It was the script, actually, because Mohit wanted to tell a story of youngsters, and their age was 22 to 23. So you have to be true to the film. And at that point, when we read the script, and Mohit was also, in the room, and we talked about it, we felt this is the right thing to do. Is it the wisest thing to do? We didn't know at the time. Okay, but we knew it was the right thing to do, and so we just went on a gut, and we said, you know what? Let's make the film that we all want to make. Let's give this opportunity to Ahaan-Aneet. And hopefully because also the confidence came. Mohit was a very experienced director. a master of his genre. I felt comfortable and confident knowing Mohit will give me great music. So when you add all of this up, you felt a little more confident taking the decision. But it was from the get-go, this is a newcomer film. And I'm glad we backed our conviction and it's worked out for the best.
It's not just worked out for the best, I think. I think what is endearing about the fact is that there is this whole sentiment of celebrating this. There is this sentiment of, look, this worked. Look, you can do a film with new filmmakers and newcomers as well. You can tell a story that perhaps has not been told before. I want to talk to you about this Ahaan story, saying how we pushed for Aneet and he was the one who got you to Aneet, and there is this whole story that Ahaan was...
No, he didn't push. No, he didn't push. It's not that. He wanted his film to be made, and Aneet got this film completely on her talent. This girl is something else. I've seen an audition of hers on a mobile phone. She's taught herself through COVID to act rather than going to schools and all. She's a powerhouse of talent. Obviously, then Shanu. We have to give credit to Shanu, who got her down and showed me the auditions and stuff like that. But it was classically the day where the director had to meet the actor in person and to see that it's not just on the camera, like how they are in real life and stuff like that. And I was waiting in my office, and she was surprisingly late that day. What I knew is I think she was trying to make that perfect first impression. Yeah. And I think Ahaan realized that she was late. And I think it's a lot to do with my writer, Sankalp, who called up Ahaan and said he likes you when you're around. Come here, this guy's getting angry, the actress is late. So I think Ahaan just landed up, then kept mature about it and kept the mood light till she came, because he wanted his film to happen. But that's what being a hero is, right? Taking responsibility. It's not about interfering, or he didn't get into the decision, because we all knew that she was so good. Aneet got this film because of how talented she is as an actor. He didn't want to ruin it and lose that moment because of an upset moment or coming late for a meeting or whatever. So the only responsibility he played is that when she came in late and I was in a bad mood, he eased the environment, saying that no, this happens, and played the fool. I was actually laughing more at how he was trying to, it's like a young guy taking up sketch pen and making a mooch and trying to act like a big boy. He was trying to behave more responsible, which was very endearing. And then I realized, if these kids are working this way, that they're watching each other's back, and they're feeling responsible like this, they're going to do some magic. Everyone comes and does their job. Doing beyond their job is where the magic really lies, I think. That's where special things come out.
The magic is so effortless in the film. It actually feels like you're a part of their life and you feel like you're watching a journey. You're right there with them. What were the kind of conversations you had on set with them? Maybe before an intense scene? What's your trick of easing these actors or these, people just sort of get into the skin of who they need to play? What were the fears they expressed to you maybe as actors before taking a shot?
To be honest, I did go the prescribed way of trying to keep them into a structure and a very fixed way. I was trying to do that in the beginning, but I realized that wasn't working for me. I would say more than what I asked them to do is what I did with myself. I realized that these kids are not going to be made, you can't make this film with brick and stone and concrete, and I had to go into their world. I had to see, yes, the script was there, which was the foundation, the backbone, but I molded them more likely. I went into their world to see, now tell me, how would you do this? And that's why it comes out. Yes, you do give them, when they're falling, you do hold the cycle from the back. But in the end, I pedaled and ran by their side, like that parent had to. I must say that I didn't, they have taught me in this film rather than me teaching them. And I'm thankful for them for making me relevant after 20 years of my life.
Yeah, because the film has such a strong pulse on the youth, that's been such a big factor.
Yes.
I've watched the film multiple amounts of times, and the way the youngsters are reacting to it, it doesn't matter what age the director is, but he's been able to get and grasp a sense of what are the kids today, how are they reacting to heartbreak, what's their love language today, right? That's so important. Akshay, I want to speak to you a bit about the mass hysteria in theatres right now that has sort of taken over all of us. I mean, you go on the gram and your reels are only of people with IV drips and fainting and crying. And
Correct.
And then there is this whole conversation that how much of it is organic and is this obviously part of the PR exercise and drive. I went to theatres where I saw people crying, and I went to theatres where I literally saw people saying, we are coming back and watching this film again.
Absolutely.
Talk to me a bit about that. Like, what has been your take on that, both of you?
I think firstly it's all organic, I must clarify. None of these people have been planted in theatres, whether it's with the drip or whether it's the guy yelling at the screen or the guy who took off his shirt and danced in front of the screen. These are genuine fans of the film who have had those emotions and felt the way they did. It's, you know, when it's funny that you're receiving calls from people who are telling you how much they cried and you're feeling happy and saying thank you to them. And you're like, you know, we are happy that you have cried. But it's an emotion that I think Mohit has managed to invoke in people after years. This experience of going to the cinema, feeling the way you have, crying the way you have, I can't remember the last time it happened. And, you know, we're very, very grateful for it. It's all genuine reactions. I've had directors who make action films call me and say that I was crying at the end of the film and I didn't want people to see me crying because I make action films. But these are the kind of calls that have come in, and it just feels amazing. It's so humbling, it's so gratifying, because a lot of hard work has gone in. You know, you of course try to do your best. With every film we do our best. But when you get this kind of love back, you know, it's priceless. Yeah.
I remember telling Mohit before the film came out, we had a chat, and I said, there is just this world of cinema that's a Mohit Suri film. When you buy a ticket to a Mohit Suri film, you know what you're in for. And I like the fact that he has been so consistent with that, because there is always this temptation to maybe that is working and this is working, and there is so much noise around you. Oh, let's just do a big box office action spectacle. Let's do a remake, right? How does one stay true to who he is in all of this? And you're a working director. It's not like you've sat in some room far away and not been doing work. You're a working director. How does one stay true to himself?
No, I have made my share of, I won't say mistakes, I have made my share of learnings, I would say. My unsuccessful and flop films have taught me way more than my successes have actually. It's told me, but the one lesson, I mean, I don't know how each works for everybody else, but whenever I've become personal about a story, it's turned a very universal, it has a very universal reception. And I think that's what worked for me, has worked for me. I don't know how it works for others. I don't pretend to know what works in this industry, honestly. I've never pretended to know, like people came and asked me, the industry is going through a bad time. Is it going to shut down? When I came 25 years back, I heard the same thing. When satellite television came in, and it's been the same ever since. Like when, you know, when the DVDs, pirated DVDs came in and piracy was killing, and you were getting DVDs on the road, and there's always a constant fear, but it's been 25 years. I don't know but what you think you can, I never planned to make a particular kind of cinema. When I was in the beginning, it was just survival, to make films, and if you made films that made money, you got more films to make, so you made money. My wife, at that time was my girlfriend, used to tell me, why don't you make something that has has your stamp on it? So I was 24 or 5 years old, and I used to be like, okay, how do you do that? And she says, I don't know, you know, like how greats like Pradeep Sarkar does it, or Sanjay Leela Bhansali, you know, it's their film. I said, okay, how does one do that? And we were both like, I don't know. The fact that you're mentioning this today, I'll go tell her. Maybe see, they said there is a Mohit Suri cinema now. I still haven't realized it. For me, it's what I felt I want to cry about. I felt there was a certain emotion that this country, we tend to look at this generation as in, we underestimate the EQ they have. There's so much importance to intelligence and you know, things that we tend to, and talent, we stop looking at emotional quotient as, we are all judging people with how they dance and how smart they are, how high concept they can be. But I think everyone here and then wants to share a cry. And I think I just felt that this was the kind of film I wanted to watch in the theatre.
How is Udita? Is she easy with you with the films, or is she a critic, or is she like, how does she look at your work? Can she look at it from a
Yeah, she doesn't actually watch my films, or in the sense in the edit and hear the music, and she's not that kind of person. She likes to leave it for the theater and stuff like that, because I think she doesn't want it to be a point of discussion while making the film, to be that at the house, because she knows how obsessive I get about the whole process. One of us has to be less passionate about my profession and passionate about running the house and everything. So she's the boss of the house. But she has a really sweet thing. She sees the film before, and if she likes it, then she calls her doctors and teachers. And
that screening is very important.
That screening is.
We were holding our breath because that would decide after Udita's watched the film whether Mohit will have a screening or not.
Yeah.
And so Udita decides based on her reaction of the film.
So I think that's a more honest way. I always feel if you have any creative content, even if it's a song, if it's anything, and you want to share it with the world and your loved ones, that's good content. That's good material. It's like when you get a hit song and I'm like, yeah, Akshay, come hear this. Yeah. And Akshay wants to, take that song and make his wife hear it and his friends hear it secretly. And that's when you really know you've got something good. And I think these are just organic ways of actually seeing what works and what doesn't work.
I love that. And Akshay, I have to ask you this whole strategy of keeping Ahaan and Aneet away from the media. We still haven't got to meet them.
Yes.
And I believe that the wait might be longer.
Yes.
What's the thought behind it?
So, it was a conscious decision we made when we locked the script of the film. We knew that we're making a very good film. We felt that we're making a very good film. And what we wanted to do was give our debutants a fair chance on screen. We wanted to save the mystery for the big screen. We wanted audiences to consume them first as Krish and Vani. And so we decided that, if we have to face judgment, let's face it for our work. It should not be about one Instagram reel gone wrong or something said in an interview, because today everything gets blown out of proportion. So we felt, let's try this. It was a high risk strategy, but one we were very confident of. We could also take this decision because, like I said earlier also, Mohit was directing. We knew we had Mohit Suri music. And so we felt confident that, if our songs are good and if we get the trailer right, we will be able to attract audiences to the theater. And actually the strategy played out. As for holding them a little longer, I think, at YRF, we have a very strong talent agency who are kind of brand architects and image creators. And so in a lot of consultation conversations with them, what we've consciously decided is, let's harness this love that they're getting. Let's see how long can we hold so that they do become even bigger and there is more excitement to see them. So that is a conscious call that we've taken, and one that we will...
I hope the wait is not too long.
Yes, I hope so.
I also feel from the outside perspective, I'm just saying that even I'm pretty much inside now, but from an outside perspective, rather than hearing how they are in their gym look or their outside look, if we are all talking about their work, I think that there used to be a time, there was a balance, I think, where newcomers didn't get so much press and only the stars got it. And then only their work spoke for them and then they became stars. Now everyone could purchase the media. I just think it's a healthier way. Today the conversation we're having about them is very work driven.
Performance driven.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're sticking to. I think what they've gone back, I think what we've done in this film in all possible ways is gone. I remember talking to Akshay, let's go classic with everything.
You've just gone old school.
Yeah,
yes.
We did a teaser.
Yes.
We did a teaser in the theater. We did music which came once in the theater and one song at a time.
Correct.
Not like crunching them into 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We gave it a good 8 weeks. Came out with a trailer, and that's all that we did. And I spoke only about the film. I think that was a brilliant thing.
And we missed all of that.
And he's taking, he has a team and everything, but it was, for his first film to take that risk, to decide, let's go so unconventional, because actually it's conventional.
Correct.
But in today's day and age where you have everyone talking and you to stand alone and say we will not do this, I think it takes a lot of guts.
Because there's such a set pattern, right? Like just follow this
Absolutely. We had to
blueprint
break.
that we have.
Yeah, we had to break away from the conventional, and we felt this is an opportunity because, again, we were very confident of the film, and we said, if not now, then when? It's very easy to fall into the trappings. Like Mohit said, you have to be able to cut the noise, and you have to stay true to what you believe in. And we've actually followed that on this film. As a collective, we went with our gut. We knew we were doing something unconventional, which used to be conventional, then became unconventional. But we followed our gut, and it's paid off in a very big way. I mean, it's done wonders for Ahaan-Aneet. There is a lot of excitement to see them, but today you want to consume them as the movie stars that they are.
Yeah.
That's what we've been able to build with them.
Yeah, like even Shraddha became Arohi post-release. Also, wherever she went, she would hear that name being thrown at her.
Correct.
So I remember life changed for them overnight, and this hasn't happened with youngsters for a really long time. But how are they doing? I mean, how are the calls been? Are you guys in touch? I'm guessing they're taking a little chill right now.
Yeah, every day, twice a day at least. They both will call me up to give me a note about what they plan for the day. I don't know why. I think they call their parents and then they call me. And then at the end of the day, they tell them what they didn't expect to happen but has happened. And it's just one, great moment of them discovering stardom. And it's so endearing to see life through their eyes. For them it's their first. And you feel like I was telling Akshay, there are no more parties for me to go to, and no much, while I enjoy the success, I'm very happy with the love. And I actually take this time off from 6 o'clock in the evening to 9, where I'm just receiving calls from people who are just telling me how they like the film, which is damn good. I love that. But to see these guys going out there and getting that love and the stardom and the same, it's like I feel like I'm in the start of my career once again when I see it through their eyes.
It's a reset.
Reset totally.
But I have to wrap up by asking that, a lot of filmmakers have taken to social media and shown love. And that's so endearing. It's like the film community coming together. Sid Anand made a tweet saying that we would want to see Saiyaara 2 happen. Come on, bring it on. Mohit is
That's the producer in him, actually. Yeah.
I mean, it's too early to say, but we would love to track where these characters go. Is that something that we could explore, or maybe with you, you never know?
I haven't. I mean, for me, this was a culmination of a film by itself. But you never know. I don't plan these things. This film was never approached. If you really had to approach it as a business module, I think we failed on the first day, right?
This was not a project.
This was not a project.
This was not
because we didn't cast established people. We had a budget which was we were stretching ourselves a lot. We came in a time where people didn't believe this kind of genre existed. So if you ever really followed the trade magazines or the trade pundits or the business trends, which talks about sequels and franchises, this wasn't even that. This didn't even, most people even talk about from the makers of this. We didn't even rely on those kind of trappings in the trailer or the teaser.
Yeah, in the promotions.
We didn't.
Right.
We didn't do that. So I think this was the most organic way to make a film. So I don't think we were even thinking about things like franchises and sequels.
Yeah, but what you need to think about as I wrap this is the unending love that is coming for Saiyaara's music, for the film, for the characters, for the body of work that you both have put together. So many, many congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I'm so happy that the film is doing so well, and we need more and more people to come back to the theatres. We haven't seen this in a really long time. I have experienced it, and so have people in my family and my driver and anybody who's around me. I think it's time to celebrate movies. Let's bring everybody back to them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.